Hello, it's Sherry. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. Today I'm here to share a couple of things with you. I'm going to show you what I've gathered together for my coffee journal, and maybe I might make two. I don't know. I kind of haven't decided yet. But also, Subby and Friend has requested two signature glue book, and I promised to show some books that a little bit smaller two signature, maybe like a starter glue book, instead of having the three signatures and feeling like you have so much to fill up. A smaller two signature or even a one signature. These I would use for two signatures. I would do like almost like a traveler's notebook size, where it's just one signature and you have the folded cover, but a little bit bigger, like if I was going to do one signature, I'd do like maybe 6 inches wide and 7 inches tall, something like that. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the one signature. But two signature glue book, I pulled out these books, and we're not going to really look at this inside or the copyright. The idea is for her, or if anyone else is interested, let me know what cover you would like and out of these books, and I'll make do some two signature glue books. And so yeah, we'll go from there. But these are my friend and Subby mentioned Reader's Digest size. So these are all kind of around, smaller than the last two I made, but they would fit two signatures, and they're around the size of Reader's Digest. So let's just quickly go through these, and then we'll get started on the coffee, supplies, coffee journal supplies. But this is a Classics to Grow On. Very beautiful cover. Here's the spine. I got these a while ago, meaning to make a journal out of them, but I haven't got around them yet. I have a few of these. I have like 3 of these, so they all have a little bit different, something different on the cover. This one is The Last of the Mohicans. So, just plain and solid, but all this would be taken out, and I would replace the pages with glue book. And the idea, or the goal is to take the pages out, leave the spine, if it's like right now, if the spine is good, take the pages out and use this spine as the glue book spine. But it depends on how the pages come out, things like that, whether I cover the spine. But I think it would be neat to be able to use this pretty spine. So anyway, let's go through the other ones quicker. This one is, I'll tell you the measurements on this one because it's a little bit taller, but beautiful cover, right? The Story of Clara Barton. Here's the back. All these are vintage books. This one is 5.5 inches wide and almost 8.5 inches tall. Yeah, so another very beautiful cover. This is an old one here. It says Running Eagle right here, and there you have a picture there. So kind of a plain cover, but I still love this old, the old book, the old look of it, or vintage, or even maybe an antique kind of look of it. It even has a library card right here. So cool, right? Yeah, I just pulled these out because of the size, but I haven't really looked on the inside of them at the copyrights or anything. I shouldn't do that because it's going to take too long. Oh goodness, this is an antique. No, that's not the latest date. Oh, it is 1919. So yeah, this is an oldie right here, but I would still make a glue book out of it if anyone wanted a glue book out of that one. This is a heavy one. Wow. Some of these are some of the older ones with some of this paper that they used back then is some of them are just amazingly heavy. This one doesn't have a spine, so I'd have to build a spine on this one and cover it with some fabric, things like that. But I could definitely make a glue book out of this one. It's another oldie though. I just pulled it out because it was around the size of a Reader's Digest, 1938. This one's 5.5 by 8 inches. Our World and Others. I just like the cover on here, and the back is pretty too. So nice. That would be a pretty glue book. Very pretty. And this is just a little fun cover here, children's book, but wouldn't that be a cute glue book? I would make a bigger spine on here so I could fit 2 signatures in there, but there's the back of that one. Pear-shaped hill. It's so cute, right? Pinocchio. So this is the dust cover, but here's the pretty cover on this one. Could do a glue book on that. That looks about like the other one, 5.5 by 8.5, something like that. Yeah, 5.5 by yep, 8.5 on that one too. This is a cute one. The Waltons, the bird dog. So I'd make a new spine on here, unless, well, I have to, let's see, yeah, this is exposed here, so no matter what, even if I made a one signature out of this, I'd have to make a new spine or reinforce it. But it looks like I probably have to make a new spine. But anyway, this one is 5 1/4 by 7 3/4. Cute, right? There's the back of that one. The Waltons. All options for journals, any type of journal, really. A House for Little Red. That would be a cute one, right? That would be a cute glue book. I'd make a new spine on that one because it's not big enough. Unless I made a one signature, you know what I mean? That could definitely be a one signature if I can get those pages out without destroying this cover, this spine that's on here. 6 by 8, so nice size. Let's see. Yeah, I could get those out. Looks like, see, it's not glued in or anything. I could just get those pages right out of there. Got some nice pages in there. That's an oldie. The Golly Whopper egg. Cute cover. 6 by, this is a ready to read book. 8.5, approximately around that. But yeah, that's the back is plain. Okay, looking up. Now this would be this is a little bit smaller than a Reader's Digest, but I still thought this would be cute. If I was a 2 signature, I'd make a new spine. It's a modern book, more modern book, I think. Beth Moore. I just, I guess I had this in my stash and probably just bought it for the cover. Looking up, I guess. I don't know. I've had this for a while. Pages are pretty. Look how pretty with the flowers and everything. So very pretty pages. Is it vintage? Let me see. I'll tell you the size too in just a second. This is, let's see, copyright 2007. So that's not vintage, but it would still make a pretty journal or glue book or whatever. 5.5 by 6 3/4 on that one. Here's a cute, this would be a smaller one too. Journal cover, glue book cover, whatever. Angel Stories. Has got a pretty cover by Max Lucado. The total cover measurements are a little bit over 5, like almost 5 1/4, and this way is 7 1/4. So this is a newer book too. I'm sure. I'm not going to look at the copyright, but you can probably see it looks kind of new, but still, it doesn't mean you can't make a journal out of it, old or new. This is a Reader's Digest, a very pretty one. See, this one has the spine coming off. So I would make a new spine or put this one back together. I could still use this, just put it back together, from the inside and reinforce it there. So yeah, because it's a shame it's coming apart. It's a beautiful spine there. So yeah, I would like to put that back together and maybe use the spine. I would sew right through this, and you would have your cording here, 2 signatures, and just put this back together. But I can put fabric on here, like if the person that asked me about making this says, oh, I really want some pretty fabric on the cover, I would totally do that. So customize it a bit for whoever. But isn't that a pretty Reader's Digest? It looks new, doesn't it? It's vintage, but it was never used. This might be the one of them. I remember, I don't know if you saw that video where I found one at a thrift store in the box where somebody had got it and never opened it. That might be that one because it looks so new, but the cover, the spine's coming off. So here's another one around that size, 6 by 8. Friends and Workers, it's an old children's reader for school. So just a neat cover, a neat old cover. And another Reader's Digest here. How many Reader's Digest? I only had 4. I have 4 Reader's Digest here. Okay, so this is another pretty one. Real pretty one, but same thing. See the cover. It's almost like a design flaw where after they get so old, the covers kind of crack right here. Yeah, so great for making a journal out of. Pretty back, pretty spine. Again, I could put it back together, and you know, pretty inside pages there, or inside the covers. So this one, let's see, this one's really coming apart, but still can be salvaged to make a journal, or has a little paper in there. Yeah, this is totally coming off, but it's a very pretty cover. You see that in the blue here? Anyway, another Reader's Digest. The Reader's Digest, you know, are all, of course, the same size, except for the ones that some of them have a 1-inch spine. The spine on these are 1.5, and then the Reader's Digest cover are around the same size, usually 5 1/4 by 7.5. So, and that's another pretty one, orange one. It's like I could do, like if I did this one or any of them, I would just leave the cover really, and then the person that gets it as a glue book, you might want to glue something here, right? So there you go. That's all of them. All of them. That's all the books. So let's show you what I have gathered together for the coffee, for a coffee journal. So first I was like, you know, another friend and somebody has asked me to make a coffee journal, and I was like, well, I don't have any coffee stuff. Trying to figure out what I was going to do. And so I was like, well, I looked around. I was going to do, maybe get a digital kit, but I'm trying to use things from my stash. So I pulled out these 2 book covers. I have a bunch of book covers that I want to make journals out of too. This is a notebook cover, and I was trying to do something with the rings that were in here. I took them out, tried to do something with them, but it didn't work out. So anyway, I'm left with this. I might have the rings somewhere, but I don't think I can put them back in here, but I could still do something with this cover. I could cover it with pretty papers and fabrics inside and out. Use the spine. It's totally together. Sew right through here some signatures, right? It is kind of wide, so I'd have to do some splicing together of papers and things, but see, it's 8 inches wide, so I have to do some sewing together of papers or something, but that could still be a coffee journal, so that has potential. And then this is the one I was really kind of like, this is my number 1 choice, and that was my number 2 choice. So this is a Reader's Digest, but it I don't know if I realized it or not, but I brought it home, and I realized after I got home that possibly, if I didn't see it in the store, that this front cover, the paper is coming off. Like, I've never seen that before. I don't know how that happened, but see, the back is fine, except for it has, there's something right there. I could see if I could clean that. I need to clean that, or can clean that off or whatever. But anyway, because this is damaged, I could either try to peel this off, I guess, to make it secure and stable as far as this not coming off in the future. I need to take this paper off possibly. If I glue something on here, it still could be, potentially something could be, this could come off in the future. So I probably need to take this paper off of here. And then, so that's the cover. And my point is, take this paper off of here and recover this. So this would be the cover for the, I would recover the front, cover the spine, and maybe leave this because there's nothing wrong with the back, and it's very pretty, right? So I found some matching scrapbook paper. Let's see if I can find it here. I've got a bunch of stuff that I just went through, like everything in my stash, like everything, I mean, in drawers and everything, and pulled together papers and things that I thought would go in a coffee journal. So here's some paper, very close to the color here. So I could put this paper on the front, see, and it almost looked like it would, by the time I would be done with it, it would almost look like it came like that, you know what I mean? So that would be on the front, and this would be on the back. Or, but if I start working on it, I say, oh, that looks weird with 2 different papers, I could put this one on the back too. So it would potentially look like this was the original paper, because it's really just paper on here. You know, some kind of a Actually, it's probably, it feels like it's, I've never seen one like this coming, where the paper's coming off, but it feels, now that I have it and see it and feel it, it's actually feels thinner than this cardstock right here. So it actually would be stronger in the end. So I'm going to put this to the side. I showed you the potential recover paper that I recover it with. While we're looking at papers, I'll show you the other papers I pulled out for potential pages. So this is a paper pad that has, you know, colors that if this were my journal, these are papers that I would want potentially in my coffee journal. Just, you know, they're kind of coffee colored. You know what I mean? See how they're kind of like dark and neutrals and things like that. So I could use some of these. This is just a, what is this? Letters. I got this at Tuesday morning. I remember getting it and I loved it. And letters from home. So yeah, it has all these colors, types of papers in it. DCWV is the brand, letters from home. So yeah, there's the yellow. And then I pulled out, let me put my ruler over here. I don't think I need that again. And so then I pulled out all of these papers too, because I don't know which ones I'm using. And I might make two, so I wanted to have, you know, plenty of options here. So these are some more like pages and papers that I can picture in a really beautiful, see how beautiful these papers are? A really beautiful coffee journal. They're just beautiful papers that kind of are neutral but also colorful at the same time and pretty. So those are all they're just the papers. I would have some coffee dyed papers in there too, like music and just regular coffee dyed plain paper and things like that. So these are other papers. Okay, so here's some other papers here. I found these in my stash. I got them at the thrift store. I haven't even opened them yet. So can you see? You probably see glare. Let me open them for you if I can get my scissors to this is very tightly wrapped. You know how it comes in this tightly wrapped paper. Yeah, I picked these up at the thrift store, and it's a whole pack here, never opened. So let's take it out so you don't have glare. And so we can both see this pretty paper. It looks like eco dyed paper, doesn't it? White on the back, so I might coffee dye these on the back. That would probably be exactly what I would do. Coffee dye this on the back, but have some beautiful like eco dye looking paper. And then you have the coffee, and you could even stencil on the back, or I could leave it coffee dyed, and the person that gets it will have the option of stenciling or whatever they want to do. So that is one that, you know, the colors would go in. It's just really pretty paper. And then this is another one. Let's see what's in here. Oops, I tore a piece. Ah, why, Sherry? No, it'll be all right. I can still use it. I won't throw it away. I can cut it up. But let's see exactly what's in here. I don't know if they're all the same or what. So you can see the colors again are the colors I'm kind of thinking about using. And okay, here's a piece of card. Okay, that's just upside down. This piece of cardboard. And then, okay, yeah, so they are all the same. Let me move that one because I tore it. But you can see how pretty all those same colors. And then you have a butterfly up here and butterflies down here. So very pretty again. And I got plenty of it. And again, I would coffee dye the back, definitely. So I gotta go get busy on that, I see. Definitely. I didn't think about that until just now. So, and then I found this fabric that I have not shown you yet in any of my Thrifty Thursdays because I've recently brought it home and just didn't get around to sticking it into my Thrifty Thursday videos yet. But I was looking at my fabrics to see if I had anything with coffee on it, and I found this right here on this fabric. Now, all different little pictures. It looks very kitchen-y, right? And this one right here, this square, has a coffee pot, sugar. I'm going to say this is a sugar creamer and a coffee cup. So, like, I can picture this on the spine or on that notebook with the binder. This could be used on that with combination of paper and this, or just this, things like that. So options with that. Okay, now these are all the little goodies that I pulled out that I found. Well, I just found this yesterday at the Dollar Tree. I was like, coffee. Coffee stickers. All coffee stickers. They're very modern looking, but there's still coffee and donuts on here, so I thought I could make some ephemera with this. Little cupcakes and things. It says tea. So yeah, I thought those could be fun, some fun ephemera. And I showed you these in one of my Thrifty Thursday videos. These little coffee grinder cards, never used, with a little envelope. So those will definitely be used in these journals. I found this. I just thought this could be fun to use. Welcome friends. Like you have a lot of times, you know how probably when my mom was young, like I've never done this, but probably my mom has done that, where you invite your neighbor over for coffee because she was a housewife. Later on, she was my dad started a business, and she was my dad's bookkeeper. But when I was little, my mom didn't work. She was a stay-at-home mom, and I could picture her having my neighbor over, our neighbors over for coffee. Anyway, this reminded me of that because welcome friends, like you have coffee with your friends. So that was why I pulled that out. Long story about that. And it's a little, is it a cross stitch? I think it's a little cross stitch. And this is straight here, but I think these might be cross stitches. Anyway, whatever they are, it's a little stitchery piece, little embroidery piece. I found this in my stash of linens that I have for my own use. So a little coffee cup there, pretty. This is fabric and it's stitched around. So that could be used in here in a coffee journal. Another one with the friends, the stitchery piece with friends on it. Coffee with your friends. This one says spiced tea, so I don't know if I would use that. But I thought, okay, oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I couldn't use it. I was like, Sherry, hello. Think, right? Like I don't have to leave the spiced tea on there if I don't want. I can just cut around the coffee pot. I'm going to call that a coffee pot instead of a teapot, and the cup. So yeah, I was like, Sherry, you got to think about these things. So anyway, and this, when I first saw it, and still when I look at it, it reminds me of a sunrise. I don't know, it's not a sunrise at all, but it reminds me of a sunrise with these stitchery lines going here. It looks like rays of sunshine, and so I thought either I could use this as a whole. This is a really pretty little linen here. I thought I could use this as a whole or in pieces. I'm thinking I would like to use it as a whole because it's so beautiful. But if I can find somewhere to use that, I will. And then I have some coffee napkins that I've had for quite a while now, a couple years at least. So these can also be used on a cover. Like at first, before I found that paper that was so perfect to recover that Reader's Digest, I was thinking about decoupaging some of this napkin on the cover, but it doesn't. It's kind of, I'd have to do it in pieces, like collage almost. See how it doesn't fit on here? It's smaller. The square here is smaller. And so you have these little squares. You have this coffee cup. It says cappuccino. And so I'd have to piece it together if I did that. But that was my original thing before I found that paper. Because at first I couldn't find any, that paper. It was like that one piece of yellow paper I had that matched this in my whole craft room. So, but that could be a possibility for this too. I was thinking I could decoupage on here. But again, it would have to be pieced together. But, that could be pretty. That could be pretty. So that is my plan for the coffee journal so far. So I wanted to share that with you, and I don't know what else I'll come up with or find in the next weeks. Hopefully it won't take weeks, but in the next days. And so I hope you enjoyed the little book flip through and the plans for the coffee journal. And so now I got to get started on, I think I'll go ahead and start on this and then just see what happens with a number 2 one. But, doing 2, I'll probably just, do 1 and then see what happens. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching today. And I'll be back with more work on the cover and work on the coffee journal. So I'll see y'all next time. Thank you and happy crafting.